Hey guys! To celebrate reaching 100 paintings on this channel, I thought it would be fun to go back and rank every single painting that I have done on this channel. So today we are ranking all the paintings that I did in year 5. So, as always, we're gonna go from least favorite to most favorite, and let's see what I decided on this time. At number 20, the least favorite painting that I did in year 5 is Six Sands. Yeah, it all turned out a little bit, it all turned out really wonky. The river right here, the water just, the sky with the clouds turned out really weird in my opinion, and the sky turned out really kind of lumpy because I was trying to do some weird thing with the sky. It all turned out really weird, and yeah, I'm not very thrilled with how this one came out. I'm really not. And at number 19, we have Winter Farm. This is probably my least favorite of the seasonal Stardew Valley paintings. The house turned out way big. It turned out way too big. The trees turned out way too small, and I do like how the mountains back here look with the little snow caps on them. That keeps my liking for it a little bit, but the rest of the painting it turned out really wonky. It turned out really just not great. Not my least favorite painting I've ever done, but still, it didn't turn out great, I don't think. And at number 18, we have Sea Creatures. This one, there's really nothing wrong with it. It's mostly just the quality of the canvas that I painted this painting on. It kind of ended up making it a little bit weird. I do like how the coral and the undersea creatures and Miranda and the sky, I like how it looks. It's really just my memory of how terrible the quality of this canvas was, because it was really floppy and it kind of moved all around. So this one was a struggle to paint on, which is why it's not further up the list. I do like how it turned out, but yeah, just the memory of how terrible the canvas was is why it's so far down the list. At number 17, it is Phendrana Drifts. This one was a suggestion from a viewer of mine, Game Mistress. Hello, Game Mistress, if you're watching this. And she suggested that I painted this on Twitch, which I did, but I decided to recreate it on YouTube as well, and I do like how it turned out. This little area right here kind of turned out a little bit weird, but I do like how it turned out. I like how the snow looks. I like, it was a different painting for me because I usually paint in like really bright colors, and this one was more in grayscale, so it was kind of a challenge for me, but I like how it turned out. At number 16, it is Lost Sands. This one was a challenge and a have to complete. This one was a challenge to complete. I will say it right now. It was such a challenge to complete this painting. If you remember in the video, if you were paying attention in the video, I made a little mistake on this mountain when I went to paint it. I kind of went a little bit too far out. To fix the problem, I tried to blend in the sky color with the background, and didn't really work too great, so I ended up having to repaint the sky, and then really, I honestly wish I would have just made this mountain a little bit taller. That way, the mistake wouldn't have been there. But you know, for what I ended up with, I like it. The ground as well. I tried to fix up a little bit right here, and I ended up messing it up. Had to go back over the ground. Ended up a little messy. Had to go back over it again. There was just a lot of struggle with this painting, honestly. There was a lot of struggle. But for the amount of struggle that I went through to get here, I am happy with how it turned out. And at number 15, it is the Final Warp Pipe. This one is more on the simple side, which is why it's not further up the list. I do like how it turned out, but it is very simple, and yeah, there's really not much to say about it. I do like how the sky looks, though. The sky is my favorite part. But yeah, it's more on the simple side, so, you know, can't really say much about it. Number 14 is Korok. This one was another suggestion from a viewer. Thanks for that, Jinx. I do like how it turned out. I like how the little Korok turned out. It's mostly just these two trees right here. These two trees kind of turned out a little bit odd looking. I do like how the background looks and how the grass looks right here. This looks really cool, and the other trees in this painting are really neat, but these two trees just kind of turned out really wonky. Other than that, I really do like how this turned out, though. And at number 13, we have Tropical Life. Honestly, when I did this one, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't a huge fan of it, and then my parents said it was one of the best paintings I've ever done, so, you know, it's not my favorite one I've done, but I do like how the background especially turned out really cool, but I think the banana needed a little bit more detail, and the durian just turned out kind of weird looking. Honestly, it turned out kind of weird looking, but and the coconut could have used a little bit more detail too. But overall, my parents said it was their favorite painting I've done, so I didn't want to put it too far down the list, but at the same time, it's not my favorite, so that's why it ends up here. At number 12, we have Moonlight Jellies. This is another one that was inspired by watching someone on Twitch. I was watching my friend Aximan on Twitch, and he participated in the Festival of the Moonlight Jellies, I think is what it's called. It turned out really neat. It was a struggle to get the jellyfish covered up with, so they looked like they were underwater. It was kind of a struggle to do that, but I do like how this turned out. It's an interesting painting for sure. I like it. And at number 11, we have Dreams. This one is really cool. I really like how the clouds and everything around here looks. I like how the bed is kind of buried in the clouds. It all came together really nice, and I like it. I like the clouds especially. The clouds are my favorite part of this painting. And we're finally at the top 10. At number 10, we have Autumn Farm. This one's better than the winter version, but still not that awesome. I do like the leaves. This one isn't terrible. I do like how it looks, but you know, at this point in my Stardew Valley series, I was like, I just want this to be done. I just want this series to be done. So, you know. But I do like how it looks. I love the trees. I love how the house looks. I love how the river looks. This one's a lot better than the winter version for sure. It just, not my favorite. Not my favorite I've done. At number 9 is Balloons. Another really great galaxy painting. I put a little hint of red right here, which I thought was really interesting. It is more on the simple side. I do like how the fish looks and the water, and the balloons could be a little bit better, I will admit, but overall, I like how this looks, and I think it turned out nice. And at number 8, it is Vivid. This one turned out really cool. I like how the pour looks. I like the character that I painted on top of it. It all turned out really cool. I especially like this little area right here. This area is really cool, and this area, and pretty much the entire thing. This is probably... well, okay, Luck Pushing is probably a lot better than this, but this ranks higher on the list as one of my favorite pour paintings I've ever done. And at number 7, we have Dots of Delfino. I like how this turned out. It was my first attempt at doing a pointillism painting, and for what I could do with pointillism at the time, I'm happy with it. I think it turned out really cool. I will admit, the lighthouse right here kind of turned out a little bit weird when I was trying to add the dots, but besides that, the water turned out a little bit weird as well. But I think based on what I could do at the time, I don't know how much better my next pointillism painting will be, but I don't know, you know. But what I could do at the time with pointillism, it turned out neat. It did. And at number 6, it is Splash Beach. This one turned out really cool. I like how the little gems right here. You guys know how much I love rainbow, so I had to include this one pretty high on the list because of the rainbow gems. And the seashells right here turned out neat. Pretty much everything about it. This palm tree was a pain. This palm tree was a pain in the butt to complete. I kept having to redo it. I like how it turned out, but yeah, there was a lot of struggle with this palm tree in particular. But yeah, it turned out neat. I like it. And we are at the top 5. At number 5 is End of the Isle. This one turned out really cool. I like how the sky looks. The sky was kind of a pain to paint, actually, because everything kind of got muddied, and I kept having to redo it. But after all that struggle, I think the sky did turn out really cool. The water is a little bit too bright right in here. I probably should have gone back over that a little bit, but this painting is one of my favorites for sure. And at number 4, we have Cave of Illusions. This one was inspired by a game that was given to me by a Twitch friend, so thanks for that, Jinx. Jinx is getting 2 shoutouts in one video. How about that? But yeah, this painting turned out really cool. I like how the crystals turned out and how the water and the boat and the rocks turned out. These crystals right here are probably the best ones in this. It all turned out really cool, and yeah, it's a great memory of a really great game that I played on Twitch about a year ago. So yeah, this one is fun. This one is fun. And at number 3, it is 100 Ribbons. This was the 100th painting, and honestly, I am really happy with it. I really like how the gold accents look in the background, and how the track looks, how the presents look, how the walls look, how the door and the window. It all turned out really cool. I like what I did with it. I did have to exclude a bunch of details just to make it easier on me, because I'm not the best painter and I didn't want to, you know, stress myself out too much, but, you know, for my skill levels, I think this was a nice way to reach 100 paintings for sure. We're getting down to the wire. At number 2, it is Nightlight. This one is, I've always loved this. I pretty much freehanded the entire painting, which is neat. I like the present in the background. I like how the lighthouse turned out. It turned out neat. I like how the light behind the lighthouse looks. The house right here could have been a little bit better, but you know, that's fine. It's not a deal breaker. The rest of it, really cool, and yeah, it ends up being number 2 on my year 5 list. And finally, the number 1 painting of year 5 is Hide in the Forest. Oh my god, there's pretty much nothing I can say that's negative about this painting. I love it all. I love the background. I love the little statue up here. I like the building. I like the mushrooms and the tree. It all came out really cool. And yeah, I was not expecting, honestly, when I went to go and pick out which painting I thought was the best one. This was not one of the ones that I had envisioned in my head as my favorite, but lo and behold, it is my number 1. It is my number 1 of year 5, and yeah, I really do love how this one turned out. I think it all came together really nice, and I like it. And that is all the paintings from year 5. So this was a fun little series to do to kind of also celebrate reaching 100 paintings on YouTube. I will be back with the next painting video and the first recreation of this series. So stay tuned for that. I'm Reed the Nintendo Painter, and until next time, keep being creative.